All right, so it's time to leave. We live in Italy, so we've been here for 2 months. It's been very cool experience. In my opinion, the location itself for kiting here on the Lake Garda, at least at the spot that we were at, it's not the greatest spot in regards to the winds, or the wind hasn't been very consistent or strong or strongish. It's supposed to be north wind from the morning and then south wind from the afternoon, but it wasn't working as it supposedly work according to the people who had experience of being there before. In regards to the wind, here is some footage. Most of the time the wind was very light, just enough to use big kites like 12 meters and above. Just enough to use hydrofoils. And when there was no wind, the only possibility to do on the water beside SUPs was this thing here, which is e-foiling. This is actually a good way to introduce yourself to the idea of foiling if you have not done it before. The foil is powered by the electric engine, which you control with a remote in your hand, and within 60 to 90 minutes you should be able to gain decent understanding of the feeling of levitation above the water, at least for a few seconds. On the other hand, at this spot, when the wind was eventually picking up, many times it was unsuitable to run a safe water sport lessons, either kite surfing, windsurfing or wing foiling. Just have a look at this footage. You can see here that the wind is getting so rapid, ranging from 40 to 45 knots and above sometimes with gusts. And you can also see the body of water, how choppy and wavy it's starting to get. And we're gonna head towards Poland. The wind at this spot very much depends on the thermal effects, so the hot and cold air masses mixing together, creating some wind. And what I have learned based on my experience is that this is very unpredictable and unstable type of wind. Plus the Lake Garda is located in the mountains, which makes the weather conditions even more prominent to experience drastic and quick changes. Due to the fact that we are in Alps, the views are absolutely astonishing and astounding. Alright, quick pit stop, and we are still in Italy. This is all stains from car being parked for like a month or two in Italy. On some days the rain came and cleared this all out. Last few days we had this kind of dry days after the rain, and we've got all the stains. Because we are traveling over a vast distance, obviously the weather conditions are changing quite frequently, from sun, rain, through thunderstorms and back to the sun again. Also, the surrounding of the mountains is further emphasizing those changes. Just came through another paid section, so this is Austria now. So in Italy it was 12.50 euro. And now we've got 11 euro for Austria. So okay, that's another motorway charge, which is quite expensive, you know. So that came up to 22 euros, 22.50 on top of whatever petrol you pay. And in Germany you've got free motorways. Since I have been driving for a good few hours, I decided to swap seats and rest a bit on the passenger side. From here we are just under 3 hours to get home, and at the end of the day the North Italy and the Lake Garda was a great experience which I embraced every moment of. Teaching beginners from the boat and in the deep water in between the Alps mountains was a challenge within itself, and it was very worth every second of my efforts. With all that being said, as always, remember, be inspired, be creative and be active. This is Lasem Athletics, and I see you soon on to the next one.